run defense is horrible. But they have a really good pass defense. Down, down, down. Pregame show for Week 5 against the Eagles. Alright, this week we got a couple things to mention. We're playing the Dream Team and the Dog Killers team. Now, I don't know if you noticed. You haven't noticed. Obviously, we haven't seen it. You'll see it in the show. We have a dog in the show today. It's his dog, Goku. Hooray. Alright, on the story. Top story. Injuries. I was listening to John Clayton over the week, and he said this before the Cincinnati game that injuries are the biggest. We're not deep at a lot of positions. If we get injuries, obviously it hurts any team, but if we get injuries, it's going to kill us, and it's starting to happen. So Justin, why don't we start out? Why don't you name me some injuries, tell us how they're going to affect the Bills.
Well, Demetrius Bell going down, that means that we have a rookie, Chris Harrison, protecting Ryan Fitzpatrick's blind side. Could you please slide that back? On the Eagles side, we have Trent Cole out, which is a huge one because he provides a ton of pressure. And then you also have Jason Peters, which means maybe lights out, we'll be able to run down Vick. Maybe. If not, Mode's batting somebody.
Yeah.
That's huge. They lose a Pro Bowl tackle. Anytime you have injuries, you're going from having your top guy playing to your bottom guy getting some playing time now. Yeah. And you're only as strong as your 53rd guy.
No, we didn't put this on our board here, but I just want to mention, Craig Herbert's back,
should be back.
I'm sorry. So he's back. So why don't you give?
And you remember Demetrius Bell did not have a good preseason. He did not look good at all. So
and he's actually picked it up throughout the season.
He's definitely picked it up, and hopefully Houston has been behind him, picking up the same things. And maybe he'll be able to play at an advanced level.
Okay, well, so speaking of the offensive line, do you want to mention injuries or?
Injuries?
Do you want, because we can go right into offensive breakdown.
Yeah, we can.
All right. So what do you think? Do we need to change the strategy? Have the other teams, figure this out? Or, so can you mention what do you think on that?
We didn't get a chance to try to stretch out Cincinnati long, and I think opening up some space between the linebackers and the cornerbacks to get the running game going would be important. But the strategy, the spread offense, spreading out the defense, quick hits to our receivers,
against the #1 defense in the NFL now.
And giving your running backs room to run, that's a big part of it too. Yeah. With that all in mind, I don't think the strategy was at flaw with the Cincy game as much as, officiating first off. I watched the first quarter, I'm like, okay, I guess they're not calling holding on Cincy. Oh, I guess they're not calling pass interference on Cincy. Let me rewind that. And I lost it with the Nelson call. That was bull. That was pure garbage.
It was like watching a New England game in terms of reffing.
Oh,
we had to go out and beat the refs and the Cincinnati Bengals, and that's always a tough group to overcome.
Well, that's really true, especially with the David Nelson call, where they're calling him for pass interference when it was a screen behind the line of scrimmage, and, the catch.
Yeah.
That was just atrocious.
All right, so why don't we talk about the Eagles, the defense. They have a bad run, and they have a good pass. You want to mention some names for their DBs. Some hard names to pronounce, obviously. Our producer thinks I can't pronounce them, so I won't say them.
Okay. Can you say Nnamdi Asomugha?
Nnamdi Asomugha.
Okay. Can you say Asante Samuel?
Asante Samuel.
They're both Pro Bowl quarterbacks.
Yes.
They're starting. You got to do what you can to spread out the field because you don't want to be throwing at those guys.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry as much about their safeties too much, but you got to more or less worry about.
So is Freddie going to run it all over the place? What do you think?
Well, their weakness is right up the middle. So if we can consistently get the ball,
I don't know. I'd have to beg to differ there just a little bit. Colin Jenkins is a solid D tackle. It's more that they get gashed on the one cut and go.
they've been running the offense where they have, or defense where they have 9 men up front, and if they don't get solid linebacker play, you get through that first level, you have a good chance of breaking a long run. And Freddie Jansen is so strong through that first line that even if he doesn't have someone dragging on his back, he'll drag him a couple.
Well, the rationale of stacking the box with that team is you got 2 lockdown quarterbacks. You shouldn't have to have 7 in the box. You can blitz the hell out of every quarterback with those 2 corners, at least in theory. And against the spread offense, that's probably not going to work as well. So,
all right. Now let's go to our defense. How do we stop Vick? Our defense has been pretty good. I think it's stopping, from quarterbacks. So we would pass rush them, or we spy, or what do we do?
Well, honestly, I think you have to defend Vick a lot like Tom Brady. And with Tom Brady, you have to get pressure up the middle to really knock him off the game. With Vick, you got to contain him and let Kyle Williams, Terrell Troop, Marcel Darius get him up the middle and just make sure he doesn't run outside. That's the biggest thing. You cannot allow him to run wild and do the Michael Vick experience like he did in Atlanta.
No, I think we stop Vick.
The one consistent thing that Michael Vick throughout his entire career has been is injury prone. He puts himself in situations where he can get hurt, and when he does that, we need to take advantage of it. We need to hit Michael Vick when he comes out of the pocket. And I think a lot of this has to go onto the crowd. The Buffalo Bills, when we're good, our crowd makes a hostile environment. And when they get down towards the rock pile trying to score a touchdown, I want to hear pandemonium in the stands, and the fans just getting into Michael Vick's head.
Pandemonium. I'm thinking the rock pile might have whistles in the crowd this week, All right. That all said, you can't ignore LaShawn McCoy either. He is a very good running back too. You can't ignore that threat.
They have weapons all across the field.
Of course they do.
All right. Now it's time for our topic of the day. Our topic of the day is the contracts. Obviously, our top 3 players, Fitz, Stevie, and you guys have to mention Jackson. So what do you think, Randy?
I think that we got the Buffalo Bills franchise. They got burnt by Dick Duran, and Ralph Wilson's really hesitant to, after a quick start, make any commitments to the future. The Bills' pattern seems to be dragging their feet as long as they can. I absolutely agree that we need to lock these guys up long term. I'm still on the seesaw with Fitzpatrick. I'm not sure.
What kind of deal, at least?
Well, it depends. If we get a great deal with Fitzpatrick and we can sign him long term for an amount of money that's not going to prevent us from improving our team in the future, but I don't want to see him get like Peyton money.
Well, yeah, he's not worth that at this point. What I think the rationale behind it is allow them to show their stuff and showcase. If they do their job, they're still on the team, and that's going to allow the Bills an easier way to get to the salary floor.
But why don't I think a lot of teams that are better, they sign guys right away? I mean, not better, obviously, we're their teams now.
Well, that's just it. I think if they show their stars, they're going to get paid like it. Unfortunately, I think one of the 2 is going to get signed, the other is going to be franchised this year. With Freddie, he's got another year beyond this year, so...
Oh, does he?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He does, but he's underpaid.
All right. Yeah, definitely. All right, now it's time for the keys and picks of the game. All right, we'll let them go first. Randy, go ahead. Get your key.
Like I said earlier, I think we need to get in Vick's head, the crowd be real loud. We need to hit him when he runs out of the pocket and get pressure on him while he's there.
And Justin, what about you?
Well, I agree. I think you got to contain Vick and pressure him up the middle. Those are the big things there. You get on his case and make him play poorly, the rest of the team can't do anything.
And mine is the crowd freaking noise. Going with him. All right. Bills fans were crazy last Pats game. I can't believe the atmosphere in that stadium. It was like Monday Night Football against the Cowboys the last time I played. And it was freaking amazing, okay? And I loved it.
Bills fans love a villain. When a villain comes in.
Exactly, Dirty Birds.
I remember being, when Merriman came back after his steroid suspension, Buffalo fans gave him hell. Whenever
Brian Cox, when he'd flip
and I think we're going to be, I think
when Chara comes to town for the Sabres, we give him hell.
I think
Buffalo fans love a villain to root against, and I think Vick is going to get hell the whole time.
And I think we're going to easily, home field advantage this year. Like, where other years it might not have been because we sucked. So like home field advantage. Let's go Bills fans. All right, now it's time for the picks of the game. My pick is the Bills will win 30-24. Randy, what about you?
The Bills are going to squeak one out 27-24.
Okay, and you?
Well, I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit lower score. I'm going to say 23-21.
And the only reason I say that is because every game is close. I agree with you. Every single game, the Bills is like they taunt the out of us and win a game by a field goal or some stupid freaking play.
Oh, it's not for Kansas City.
All right, join us next week for the home games. Join us next week for the Giants game in the new Meadowlands Stadium.
And Rex
in
Ryan,
New Jersey. It's in Jersey.
Rex Ryan calling out the AFC East to beat the Patriots once in a while. Let's see him pony up and beat the Patriots.
Well, as long as somebody's not sucking on his toes.
Go Bills!
Go Bills!
Go Bills!